Hey everybody, welcome to the Waldock Way. I'm Jessica. Today's video is a continuation in our Game School series. Up today, we're going to be talking about cooperative games. If you don't know what a cooperative game is, it's a game where you work as a family or as a team against the game itself. So you don't win or lose unless everybody wins or loses. I highly suggest cooperative games if you have somebody who has a hard time winning and losing, because it's a lot easier when you're winning together or losing together, or for any family who wants to build some teamwork, because you have to work together. It's cooperative. So for instance, me, my husband, and my daughter would be working together as a team against the game itself to beat the game. It's a lot of fun, and it gives you a common enemy, and it's just fun. So I think every family should have a cooperative game in their game stack, even if it's not for game schooling, just for family game nights. I'm going to start with our youngest players and work up to our oldest players. So for as young as your 3-year-old, you could have count your chickens. The way this game works is you spin the spinner right here, and you land on one of these little farm animals, and as you move to that nearest farm animal, you count. So let's say you spun the pig, you would count 1, 2, 3, and you would pick up 3 of the little chicks and put them in the coop, because that is how many you counted. You're trying to get all of the little chicks in the coop before the mama hen gets there, because she doesn't know they're out of the coop. If you get all of them there by the time she gets there, you win, and if you don't, you lose. Next up for 3 or 4-year-olds is Hoot, Owl, Hoot. This is very similar in the sense that the owls have left home. Mama doesn't know they're missing. She is going to return at sunlight, and the owls have to get home before she does. You draw color cards, and you move your owls to the nearest color, and you're all working together to move the owls to that color. And if you draw a sun card, that little chip gets closer and closer. If all of the owls are in the nest before the sun rises, you win. If they're not in the nest before the sun rises, you lose. All right, for players as young as 5, we have engineering ants. This one is a lot of fun because it really shows some creativity. You have just a simple board game where the ants are moving around, and you have an aardvark in the middle, or an anteater, sorry, in the middle, who's slowly working its way out and around to the ants. Your ants are trying to stay away from the anteater, and as they're moving around, they come across obstacles. So obstacles like a spider, or a beaver dam, or a lizard. And as you come across those obstacles, you use your bag of tricks, which has these little straws and connectors and all these little cardboard pieces like springs and ladders and tires and batteries, and you're trying to create by building something that would get you out of that obstacle. So it is a lot of fun. I love playing it with my daughter because the things she will come up with surprises me every time. I love her seeing her little wheels turn. Again, for players as young as 5, we have Race to the Treasure. So this is a tile laying game where you are trying to get out of here to the treasure from here to here by collecting the keys to unlock the bag, and you're trying to get there before the ogre. So you're taking turns drawing cards, laying the path to get to the keys and get out. And each time you draw an ogre, he goes over here. If the ogre gets to the treasure first, you lose. If you get the keys and get there first, you win. Very similar to Race to the Treasure, and for your 5 and older, is Dragon Dash. Dragon Dash works very similar. You are in the Queen's Forest, and you are trying to make a path through without getting the dragons. So if you can get through here without getting a dragon by picking up and laying paths, you win. And if you can't because you've drawn too many dragons, you lose. Again, for players as young as 5, we have Mermaid Island. On Mermaid Island, you spin this spinner, and you're moving the mermaids to get to the island from here around. If you land on the sea witch comes out of here, and she starts moving. If the mermaids get to the island before the sea witch, then you win. If the sea witch gets to a mermaid, she has to go back and start over. So it is very, very fun. especially if you have a mermaid lover, but it also keeps you on your toes because you never know what's going to happen. Probably one of our family's favorite cooperative games for, again, players 5 and up is outfox. So outfox is this fun game. I'm actually going to open this one for you, where a fox has stolen a pie, and you're trying to figure out who did it, who stole the pie. So you have this large game board that has clues all over. It's like a town. So here's a town, and there's going to be little clue markers all over town. And around the game board, you're going to have all of these different suspects, all these different foxes that have different things about them. And as you roll and move, you can either reveal a suspect, so flip it over and look at the suspect, or you can get a clue. Now you will have already pre-selected a thief card and stuck it in this little clue thing, which as you can see, there's little green dots here. As you find your clues around the board, you put your clue in this little machine and you open it. I'm gonna have to hold it there. And if it's green, then your suspect has this. If it doesn't, then they don't. So our suspect does not have an umbrella. So we could get rid of all of those. And the fox with the pie is slowly getting away as you're playing the game. If you figure out who did it before they get away, you win. If they get away before you figure it out, you lose. All right, for 6 to 8-year-olds, we have Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters. So this game, you are fighting ghosts and you're going into the different rooms and rolling dice and trying to get the ghosts out of there so that you can get a jewel back out of the house. And you're all working together to get the jewels back out of the house, and you have to go in the different rooms and fight the ghosts. There's a lot of different things that can happen. If too many green ghosts are in a room, it gets replaced with a red ghost. Once you've reached ghost capacity, you lose. If you get the jewels out before that, you win. So this is a lot of fun. A game for what I would say 8 to 10-year-olds is Castle Panic. So this game, what happens is you have a castle and you have these different rings. So you have forest, archers, knights, swordsmen, and you're trying to use your different cards that are your people who are going to fight and defend your castle to keep the orcs and the ogres and the trolls from getting there. And it's cooperative, so you can pass cards back and forth and you can play as a team, and they can slowly take your castle down, and you can use bricks and you can rebuild or reinforce. It is a lot of fun. There's a lot of different like concepts and things going on in the game. So this is for a little bit older. I would say 8, even though it says 10. My daughter can play it with help. It's a blast. It really is. There's just a lot of things going on while you're playing it, but it's really, really fun. The last cooperative game I suggest for 10 and older. My daughter does play with us. She's not super sensitive to games, but the concept behind this game may be, it says 10 and older, and I think it's because of the concept of it. Anyway, it's called Forbidden Island. There is also a Forbidden Desert and a Forbidden Sky, which are sequels to this game. I'm going to open it since it's 10. The glare is really bad. What you are trying to do is get off of the island before the island sinks. So you have these cards, and you lay the cards out, and they become your game board. So your game board changes every time you play. And the level of water slowly rises, and as it rises, you flip the cards over to show that they are underwater. As things get underwater, you can't get to those tiles, and you want to be careful because some tiles have these pieces, and you need these 4 pieces to get off the island. So the whole goal is for you to find these 4 pieces and then get back to the helicopter to get off the island. So you have to be careful and make sure that certain ones, especially Fool's Landing, which is your helicopter pad, don't sink, because if that one sinks, you can't get to the helicopter pad, the helicopter can't get you, you can't get off the island, and you lose. So, and the really cool thing is as you get better and better, you start at different levels, which means different things happen. The island sinks faster or sinks slower, and it's a lot of fun. Alright, so that is all the cooperative games I have to show you today. Like I said, if you don't have a cooperative game in your game night arsenal, I highly suggest getting one based off of what I've showed you today. Pick your child's age and just grab one. They're a lot of fun. It really, really helps you to work together as a team. It takes that whole competitive winning and losing out, especially in the younger years when they have such a hard time with it. It just makes it a lot of fun, and sometimes it helps with sibling squabbles. I know I don't have to deal with that because I have an only child, but I've heard a lot of people have had a lot of success with siblings with cooperative games. It helps them work together, which is something you want, right? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification icon so you'll be notified when we have new videos, and happy game schooling.